James Banks here, and I've got Astralis' dev1ce joining me. Now, they just had a crazy 16-0 game, so just want to ask you, first ever 16-0 in Major history. Does it feel pretty good? It didn't really look too hard. What happened? Did you just know exactly what they were going to do, or was it just you guys playing your game?
I think it's a mix of us playing our game and also knowing a lot of what they were going to do. At least in the beginning of the game we had a really good read, and then they started doing doing some different stuff, but we just managed to adapt really quickly, and we peaked. So everyone played as a unit, and we were so good today.
Now, to say that Astralis came through the challenger stage still seems really crazy, considering how good a year you guys have had and how well you guys have played. Now, you guys had pretty convincing results, but it was NiP who gave you the hardest time. What was kind of the thoughts on that NiP game now you've had time to kind of look back at it? Was it just them playing really well? Did they just have a good choice in the best of one map pool for you guys? Because the rest of your results have been pretty damn convincing.
Yeah, the NiP game was kind of rough. We beat them in Stockholm on Mirage, so we were pretty confident going into this one as well. But they played a really great match, especially Legroyd had like 50 kills or something against us, right? So sometimes there's nothing you can do against it. We took the positive things and learned from it and just focused on the next match. I think we had a pretty good draw in the challenger stage. Meeting Spirit and a 2-1 game was perfect for us, so to say, right? But we've had a hard time here at the Legend stage as well.
Now, coming into this Legend stage, Liquid being they look like maybe one of the strongest teams here at the moment. What did you guys take from that game you played against them? Is there a kind of worrying factor if you maybe have to come up there against them again, or did it give you enough insight?
I feel like we've faced Liquid so many times throughout the year, and we've bested them a lot of times. So it was to come at one point that they were gonna win. Pretty happy that they gave us a little bit of a wake-up call already. Like when we were playing against them, it happened there, and we managed to actually get it to overtime, which we were all just incredibly proud of. So we took all of the good things from the match, and we also looked at it directly after, saying what did they do, why couldn't we play our usual game, and we learned a few things. So yeah, definitely they're one of the teams to look out for. I feel like they're in a great shape.
Now 2017 Astralis going into 2018. Obviously we had a change of lineup, Magis coming in 2018. You'd come back from obviously having your health issues and things like that, but it almost seems like it kind of completely reinvigorated the team. Like you guys have kind of had a very more dominant, almost the Astralis era coming into play again. Do you think that's just because of the player change, or do you think there's been a mentality shift as well? What have kind of been the things that have happened behind the scenes to make this possible?
So yeah, we were really unexperienced and young and a little bit immature, I'd say. When we became the best team in the world with Careby, we haven't really all of the exposure and so on that comes, and so on is really hard to deal with, and it's very flattering, and it takes some time to getting used to it. I feel like we made a great plan when we got Magic on the team on how to deal with it if we were to be the #1 team at one point, and we've just followed the plan, and we've kept having a constant dialogue within the team. If anyone's feeling anything that they have on their chest, so you can say whatever in our team, and we'll listen.
Now, I want to look at DreamHack Masters quickly, because obviously losing out to North and then kind of watching them really drop off here. I just wondered if you guys had any insight into understanding what went wrong with the whole North scenario, because I know a lot of it's Danish team at the moment looks so strong. You expect North off the back of that to do so well, but they pretty much just got manhandled out of this.
Oh yeah, North were definitely really great at Stockholm. I felt like we had an off event, and we still managed to get all the way to the finals, which was a positive take from our POV, and yeah, we lost to the better team on the day. Honestly, MSL was playing out of his mind, and I feel like his AWPing, he out-AWP'd me. He was.
We don't say that too often.
No, he was on fire, and I feel like some of the consistency comes when you're a little bit of an older team. I feel like they have a lot of the pieces of the puzzle on how to become a good team, and even though they are rivals, I don't wish them anything bad. I hope for Danish Counter-Strike to be on the top for a long time, but I was a little bit happy when they went out here because they were like the only team to beat us at Stockholm. So they were of course a threat.
So one threat eliminated, a few more to see on your way to the road to the champion stage, maybe potential victory for you guys here. Now we talk about eras in CSGO a lot, and a lot of people are saying, oh, this is again the Astralis era can come back into play. You are the #1 team in the world at the moment. Do you think if you take this major win here, that will solidify you guys as back again in this is your era?
It's really hard for a player to talk about eras, honestly. Like, it's not really my job to state when there's an era and so on. And I don't think so much about it. Like, maybe if we win, we will have an era, or like whatever whatever the community calls it. It's hard to be dependent on what others think. Like, I feel like if you set goals together as a team but also as an individual, and you reach those goals, like, you don't have to be called out as like 2018 was the Astralis era. If you know inside of you that this was the time where you peaked with a great like mixture of like teammates, then you know it.
Now, okay, so you've answered my question very well, and this now brings me on to another slight on that. Do you think it is possible in the current kind of how CSGO is being played for one team to be as dominant as we've seen in the past? Do you think it's possible for you to have every back-to-back tournament win? Because it still seems to me where there's a lot of kind of factors that come into it. If there's too many events, if you're attending too many events, that teams are just struggling to even put 2 events back to back.
Yeah, so that's an interesting point. Like, it's a lot of teams just go to every event they can, understandably so if they're not like a top 10 team, because you need the points to get invites and so on. But I feel like if you're a top 10 team, you have to like be really smart about what events you go to and plan it really well. As you said, it's really hard to win consecutive events, and I don't feel like it's a necessity to win like back-to-back events to be the best team in the world, so to say. Like, just peaking, like, it's the same as tennis, right? You choose some tournaments you want to peak in, and you also, you know, that at some tournaments you won't be as well prepared as you could be. So that's one of the like things we have, and sometimes you also win the tournaments you're not supposed to win, and it's weird, like, but no, within like, if you go to every event, there's no way any team can win all the events in a row.
Now, to me, as one of the players with AWP, you are one of the trendsetters in terms of how the style, the positioning, a lot of people look at to you. Before, like last year, we saw obviously even Fallen was the one watching your demos to try and kind of catch you out on it. What is it that you do, and what is it that you change, and kind of how do you approach your own AWP style? Is it something you look at as a team, or is it something you focus on yourself personally? Because even now, you're still showing it here. You are the #1. You are the most dominant with that weapon.
I think like I wasn't born an AWPer, so to say. I played rifles throughout my career, like when I started and so on. So I maybe have a different take on it, on how to play it. I feel like it's very hard within the meta to be a symbol unless you're like a symbol, you know. So you can support a lot on the CT&T side by just closing down angles where you know they're going to execute and so on. I feel like actually AWPing is right now, as it's played, people will say it's boring. Like, I hear that a lot, that my playstyle is boring and so on. But the most efficient way to play the AWP is just allowing your team to kind of stack and to get really good setups with you just being like hitting the shots you need to hit, and that's how I like to play. And obviously I adapt when I play against all AWPers. I always look at what their tendencies are, and I like to see like who am I facing, which type am I facing, and when I meet the top 10 AWPers, I kind of already know them, so it always becomes such a mind game.
Okay, thank you for that. And obviously you've had a fair few of your health issues, which we were finding out about towards the end of last year, early of this year. You look physically well. Are things getting better? Are you finding it a little bit easier to kind of deal with it when traveling and stuff? Are you understanding better how to manage it now?
Yeah, like for people that have IBS and I have some other minor things as well. Like it's a learning curve. Like it's really hard when you start having these symptoms, like what the heck is going on with my body, right? So I had a few hospital visits and so on, and I've been ill sometimes also this year. Like Sydney was really rough for me with the time zones and so on. But yeah, as you said, it's like it's just something you have to learn and to live with, and you also learn how to not trigger it. And I feel like I've become better at it with time. I've had help, refreshers, like found some really good experts that have helped me on how to reflect on the different like sides of that are not in game. So I don't like get pressured or feel like, oh, am I gonna get sick at this event and what's gonna happen with the team and so on. But yeah, like now I just feel really great, and I don't really think about that time because it was a really dark time for me, and I'm just happy that we managed to be here.
Well, you look like you're doing very well. Just to round this up, anything you want to say to all the fans out there watching?
Yeah, like we all love your support, and even though I feel like some players we're not good enough to show it, like you're the reason why we're doing this, and I'm just really happy every time I go on a stage and I see so much support for Astralis or any other team, because it's a great community we have here.
Thank you very much, Vice. Appreciate your time, and also good luck going into the next stage as well. Congratulations once again. James Banks wrapping up another interview here at the FACEIT Major Legends stage. We've got a few more games to come tomorrow. Let's see how it works out, and let's see who's going to make it all the way to the champion stage.